In this video, let's talk quickly about comparing rational and irrational numbers. Here we have 1.5, and we're comparing it to the square root of 2. We want to know which one is greater, or whether they're both equal, or maybe one is less than. Well, when we look at this, 1.5 is easy to deal with, but the square root of 2, I would have to go through all that work I just did in the last video to estimate what that might be. But there's an easier way and a more accurate way to compare these two, and that is by squaring both sides. Now, why is that helpful? Because when we square the square root, like this, the square root of 4, when we square that, what we're doing is we are multiplying the square root of 4 times the square root of 4. Well, what is the square root of 4? Well, it's 2, and the square root of 4 is 2. So when I multiply the two square roots together, I get 4, which is the original number under the root. So when I square a square root, I get the number that's under the radical. This little check mark here is called a radical. I get the number that's under the radical. So the square root of 7 squared is going to be 7. And the square root of 120 squared is going to be 120. We get the number back that's underneath the radical. So let's use that in this particular problem. So what we'll do is we will square both sides. Now when we square the square root of 2, we're going to get 2. And when we square 1.5, let's do that quickly off to the side. We get 2.25. 2.25. Which one is greater? Obviously, 2.25 is greater than 2.2. So we were able to compare those. Well, what about when we are comparing numbers like these? It's the same exact situation. We're going to square both sides. You just might need a little help remembering from exponents what we do when we square something that has a square root inside of it, when we square something that's a fraction. So what we're going to do is we are going to square the top and the bottom of both numbers. When we square it, we have to square the top and the bottom. So the square of the square root of 3, as we saw up here, is the number underneath the radical, so we get 3. 3 to the second power is 9. 3 to the second power is 9. And 7 to the second power is 49. So 3 over 9 compared to 9 over 49. And it's fairly obvious, especially when we think about 3/9 as 1/3, that 3/9 or 1/3 is larger than 9/49. So this is a greater than symbol. And that's really all there is to it. The first thing you do is square both numbers. Second thing you do is compare them just like you would any other set of numbers. That's it.